later on, I found out that he had a girlfriend. This motherfucker has a full-on, long-term, committed relationship. Welcome to my first YouTube video ever. If you know me, you probably know me from TikTok. Yes, that's where I've got most of my followers. And I've been telling you guys that I'm going to make YouTube videos and etc. I try to make so many, but I'm just like not satisfied with any of them. But we're here and we're talking about astrology, which is something that I'm very interested in. I actually know how to read both charts, so like I'm like balls deep into this whole thing. This video we're going to talk about astrology signs or zodiac signs based on the guys that I've dated. So it's going to be very interesting. We're gonna go way back from like my first love to like my first fuckboy and my first friends with benefit and so on. So we're gonna go way back. And to be honest though, I have to do some like detective work just for this video. So there's gonna be like a lot of stories, there'll be some teas, you know. And before I started, I just want to say that I have never dated guys. I have never dated Sagittarius guy, Taurus guys, and Virgo guys. I haven't had any experience dating those three signs. But I will talk about those three signs anyway, just based on, you know, what I know about astrology, what I think, hypothetically, it would be like if I was to date those guys, right? So stay tuned, and we have all 12 signs to talk about, so it's going to be like a long one. It's gonna be a long one, so let's get started. So the first sign of the zodiac is Aries, right? So I had like a very serious relationship with an Aries guy. Our relationship just like lasted just like over a year, but within a year we moved in together, we started a company together, and it was like super fast, right? And it's because he's an Aries, you know, like Aries are very decisive, and that's the reason why that I was like so attracted by that as well, because like for your information, I'm a Libra, right? So Libra is super indecisive, and I have a lot of Libra energy. I have Libra sun, Libra rising, like hello. And so I'm naturally very indecisive, or at least that's how I felt myself to be, right? So when I saw this Aries guy, and like he's like older than me too, he's like 9 years older than me, so it's just like, you know, you can kind of guess the dynamic. Like he's older, and he's also like super decisive, and he kind of knows what he wants, and he just like goes and get it. Me as a Libra, and I'm just like all like wide-eyed, just like, how do you do that? Like how do you just like know? Like how do you just decide? Like what's your secret? I was almost like, take me to the light. It's almost like, show me the way. You know, I was just like, I just looked up to this guy. Libra and Aries are opposite from each other, opposite attract, and that is particularly true in astrology. So yeah, it just happened like really quickly, but then a lot of things happened. But I would say that like in the end, I realized that the thing that I admired about him and shit, the reason why that he's so decisive is because he doesn't really care about anybody else but himself. Like he doesn't take in consideration, like he doesn't take a lot in consideration. He doesn't take other feelings, like other people's feelings or other people's perspective in consideration. He just has his own mind, his own feelings, his own thoughts, and he just like make a decision like that. And I'm just like, yeah, like if you have like three things to consider, then of course it's going to be easy for you to make a decision, right? You just like point A, point B, point C. Okay, that's pretty easy to figure out then. As a Libra, I take a lot of things in consideration. Like I take other people's perspectives. I take like the opposite, like the polar opposite of a matter, of a situation in consideration. So it was like everything for me, and that's why it's like I was very indecisive, or at least I felt like I was very indecisive. Like I was almost like incapable of making any decision. And I would say that I was like that because I wasn't fully like mature. I didn't fully like, you know, like believe in myself and etc. So in the end, I broke up with him because I'm just like, I just don't respect you anymore. Like after this relationship too, I also realized that it's not that like I'm indecisive. It's not that I'm incapable of making decision. I just take longer time to decide. When I decided to leave him, I was like, I'm done, out the door, bye. So I left. And that is my stories with Aries men. The second zodiac sign is Taurus. Like I said, I've never dated a Taurus before. However, this is what I think, right? This is the reason why that I think I've never dated a Taurus before, because I think that Taurus men care a lot about their appearance, you know? I think so. And the reason why that they care about their appearance are likely to be superficial, because Taurus live on this very physical plane. And that's just how Taurus is. I just have a lot of Scorpio energy in other parts of my chart. Taurus is like the opposite of Scorpio, and that's why like I always kind of like look at Taurus or like look at people that are superficial or shallow. I'm always like, oh, like I don't want the energy around my life, you know? And that is my theory on why I've never dated a Taurus before, or we just never like attract to each other, you know? If you have experience dating a Taurus before, please let me know. Please tell us a story. Please do, because I really want to know if my theory is true. I want to know if it's true that Taurus men are kind of like superficial. I want to know that. I want to know that, you know? Anyways, thank you. Okay, so third zodiac sign is Gemini. If you're in the, you know, like the astrology community, you will know why. You will understand my reaction when it comes to Gemini men. Because like Gemini men are known for being fuckboys of the zodiac. Gemini men are something else. I mean, even Gemini women too. And it's not because they're selfish. I mean, not intentionally, not at least, right? It's not like they're selfish. It's just that they live in the now. Like they live for the moment. That's what they think about. That's what they look at. And that's why they not the best at taking responsibility. Because if you take responsibility for something, it means that you have to, you know, be responsible for it for a while, you know, like for a long time, or at least that's what people expect, or at least that's what it means. But because Gemini lives in the now, they're almost like incapable of taking responsibility. I don't think that they even know that, because they are so like consumed in the now. Like, well, how am I feeling now? What am I talking about now? What am I thinking now? Like, they don't really think that far ahead to really care deeply about their partner. The worst fuckboy experience I had is with a Gemini. We kind of like dated for like 3-4 times, and then I was like, okay, this guy is like not that serious. I would just kind of like confronted him about like, oh, you know, what the fuck is this, you know? And he just like obviously blatantly just told me that like, yeah, I don't want anything serious right now, all that kind of stuff. Okay, that's all good, but what happened was that he just continued to kind of pursue me to be his friend. And this is the reason why that like I would say that Gemini is like so selfish too, because they don't even know it. Like in this guy's head, he probably think that, wow, you know, we have a lot of fun together, why not keep having fun? Like dude, are you stupid? Are you emotionally incapable? Like what the fuck? And that's the thing that was like fucking pisses me off too. It's like, it's honestly just like, dude, like fucking leave me alone. Like stop being nice to me, trying to hang out with me. Like we don't have the same kind of intention, right? And the least you could do to just like you know, like feel for me. Like, fuck. You know, the least you could do is to leave me the fuck alone. You cannot give me what I want, right? So leave me alone and let me heal. Let me get over this shit. Sorry to say, but Gemini is the fuckboy of the zodiac sign. Ta-da! Okay, so the next sign we have is Cancer. This is one guy, right? Like, we talked for a bit and we went on one date, right? One date. But we talked for like a week or whatever, right? And it was like fun and whatever. And after a week, we kind of like, you know, went on this date. And you know what happened? After this date, he was waiting for his Grab to come. I didn't feel really well. And it was fucking hot outside too. So I would just like, okay, you know, I'm just gonna go now. Bye. And he was mad at me for that. He was like, you not waiting for the Grab to come pick me up? Like, you're not waiting. I'm like, dude, like, you're like a grown-ass adult. You're a grown-ass man. Like, come on. Do you need me to, like, wait for you? Like, it's just, like, one of those things that just, like, so, like, small that I'm just like, what the hell is like, does it even matter that much? Like, can you take care of yourself? Like, can you stop being a crybaby? And again, like, I'm not trying to like bash like zodiac sign, but to be honest, you know, like I said, I'm all air, you know? And that's why it's very hard for me to deal with water signs, which is like very emotional and etc. Like, I can't do it. And that's why it's like, I love dogs, but I think that dogs have water energy, you know, because dogs are so attached. And that's why I'm just like, I'm always like very like, I wouldn't have a dog on my own. That's what I would say, you know. Like, maybe if my future husband likes to have a dog, then we'll have a dog. But I can't handle a dog by myself because I feel like dogs have fucking water energy and I cannot do it. It's like, it just frustrates me. And if you think that this is extreme, wait until I talk about Pisces, man. Okay, just fucking wait. So the next zodiac sign is Leo. I was just talking about how like my current boyfriend is a Leo. Being with a Leo person, like Leo men are very fun to be around. That's the thing too. And also, it's like, I'm going to say, I also have another experience dating a Leo before, you know, and they very fun to be around, just like super fun. And for your information, the reason why that I find Leo to be so fun is because I'm all air and Leo is fire. Air and fire goes together so well. And I also have Gemini moon, so I have this super playful energy. I want to have fun. And Leo is all about like fun and creative and being a kid and etc., right? And expressive. So I love being with Leo, you know? And even, you know, like with my boyfriend right now, we also have a lot of fun. We make a lot of jokes. And in general, I just feel like it's just very warm. It's just like a very warm, radiating feeling. It's just like so like, you know, just like the sun, because Leo is ruled by the sun, and no wonder why everything just so like warm and just like nice. They're also like romantic as well. Like, they not only just like fun and whatever, just like, you know, they're not just like fun and irresponsible like Gemini, but they like fun and they're romantic, you know, and they warm. It's like, it's not just like a shallow kind of fun like Gemini, because I have a lot of fun with Gemini, obviously, but it's just kind of like dumb jokes. It's almost like a dumb kind of humor, you know what I'm saying? But with Leo, it's just kind of like, it's really fun, and it's just like, and it's like romantic too, so it's very fulfilling, and I really like Leo men. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you agree. Because I can imagine that some Leo men can be very egocentric, because Leo ruled by the sun. The sun is the ego, is like the very core of us. And that's why I can see why Leo can be like very like egocentric. Okay, so the next zodiac sign is Virgo. Like I said, I've never dated a Virgo man, but I think just based on, you know, my knowledge about astrology, I guess this is what I imagine dating a Virgo look like. I feel like dating a Virgo man would be so fucking hard because I'm a Libra. I'm a Libra. I need to be liked. I need to be pursued. I need to be loved. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Libra. Like, you know. But I feel like a Virgo man would be like, ugh. I feel like a Virgo man would be kind of like nitpicking. And like kind of like judgy. And kind of like would like judge my outfits or like judge the ways that I look. So that is my theory on why I never dated a Virgo man. Virgo is very realistic too. You know what I'm saying? Like Virgo has a very realistic down to earth energy, and that's why it's just like romantically it doesn't match, because I'm kind of like, you know, airy, I'm out there, I'm romantic, and I'm just like, you know, like when I'm in love, I want to think that you're great, I want you to think that I'm great. But Virgo is very realistic, very down to earth, and Virgo might think that, you know, might think that the best way to love somebody is to let them know what reality is, and I'm not down for that. You know, like I'm good. I don't need that from my boyfriend. Let me know in the comment if you have experience with Virgo men and what your story is, and let me know if you disagree or agree with me, because again, I'm only just kind of like guessing, you know, like just based on Virgo energy. You know, I don't know actually in real life what it would be like. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't. You know, I think that it won't, but you know, prove me wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. The seventh zodiac sign is Libra, right? So I'm also a Libra, and I'm going to tell you a story about a Libra friends with benefits of mine. In general, I feel like because we both Libra, we kind of understand each other well, like we're on the same page. You know, at the time it was just like I just wanted a friend with benefits in a way, and he only wanted that kind of situation. Towards the end of our friends with benefits situation, we kind of like went on like a weird date together to just kind of like figure out like if we kind of like each other, or we can like date each other for real. And it just kind of like weird for me too, because like I said, like I liked him, but it just like his indecisiveness just kind of like turned me off, if that makes sense. Like I said, like I'm a Libra, I like people to pursue me, you know what I'm saying? Like I like my boyfriend, or like whatever, like my boyfriend needs to like me, needs to pursue me, needs to think that I'm great, and etc., right? And it's just me. And that's why it's like when we went on a date, it was just kind of awkward, because like I liked him, but at the same time, like he just wasn't my romantic type. You know what I'm saying? It's like I liked him as a person, but like romantically, if we date each other, I don't think that this is gonna work. Great, but just like not really my cup of tea. Okay, so the next zodiac sign that we have is Scorpio. I feel like Scorpio men are just like full of lies and deceits. You know, it's just like, again, like this is just so typical. This is like the stereotype of Scorpio men. But it's kind of true. Like, holy shit. Like, if a Scorpio man is honest and open with you, I think that you got a winner. You got a keeper. Okay? But if he isn't, then man, he's gonna fuck you up. He's gonna fuck you up. This is my story with a Scorpio man. I knew him from Bumble, right? We were like messaging or whatever, and he was super intense. And then we went on a date, and I wasn't into him really. Like on our first date, I would just kind of like, oh, you know, not really my type. Just like, you know, his appearance. Not trying to be shallow, but at the same time, I'm a Libra. I like pretty things. It's like, in order for me to like you, I have to like looking at you. Like, that's important to me. After our first date, it wasn't that great, you know. But like, he kind of like, he was so intense, and he just like keep pursuing me. And like I said, I have a soft spot for people who pursuing me. So because he kept kind of like pursuing me, and he just like convinced me to like go on a second date with him, and etc. and so on. So I was just like, okay, let's go on a second date. And then the second date was good, and then the third day was good, and whatever. And then later on, I found out that he had a girlfriend. This motherfucker has a full-on, long-term, committed relationship. He had a girlfriend for years, and then it's just like, motherfucker. So yeah, I just like did what I have to do. I called him out. I called him down on social media. I was like, dude, nah, like you cannot do this shit and get away with it. And to be honest too, is like he kept going. It wasn't like, you know, we just happened to meet and she just kind of like, you know, into me, and you know, I'm just a guy, and you know, I just fall for it. I can't help myself, you know, like I'm just a dude. It wasn't like that, dude. Like, you're like pursuing me. You must have done this like intentionally. You must have done this intentionally. You know? And that's just kind of like, whoa, that's kind of like fucked up. Like, that's just like some twisted shit. So yeah, that's my experience with Scorpio man. Not good. I really do think that if you can get a Scorpio to like completely be transparent with you, be honest with you, then you gotta keep her. Because I do think that Scorpio men, like once they choose to stay, they would stay, you know. They would be very committed, but however, they can be full of shit too. So it's kind of like rolling the dice with this one. Is like, it's almost like flipping a coin. With this one, is like you just don't know what you're gonna get. You know, you might get like the most committed partner ever, or you're gonna get this motherfucking twisted, secretive, fucked up dude. Like, you just never know. So, and that's the thing about Scorpio men too, is like you never fucking know. It's like they're just so mysterious and full of secrets. It's like it's gonna take forever for you to get to really know a man, like a Scorpio man, you know. So it's almost like dangerous. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you know, like into that kind of like dangerous, mysterious stuff, then yeah, go ahead. But for me, just kind of like, whoa, like what the fuck? Like, it just like, I feel like I have to like kind of like really gamble. You know, like I have to like gamble on this one. You know, it's like 50-50. It's like, I don't need that in my life. No, thank you. Okay, so the next zodiac sign is Sagittarius, right? Like I said, I've never dated a Sagittarius before, so I cannot speak about this based on experience, right? But I would guess that dating a Sagittarius would be pretty all over the place, would be pretty hectic, because like Sagittarius is just all like about traveling, cultural experience, like taking risk. I don't know, like just like all of that kind of like crazy shit, you know, just like roller coaster kind of vibe. Sagittarius is also like one of the fuckboy of the zodiac, which make me think that maybe I have met a Sagittarius man in my life. I just don't know. About. Let me know if you have any experience with like a Sagittarius man. Write down the comment. Tell me the story. Tell everyone a story. Your experience with a Sagittarius. Okay, let us know so we know what to avoid and what not to avoid. Or should we avoid a Sagittarius? I don't know. Okay, so let me know. So that was really short, but you know, the next part about Capricorn is going to be hella long, because goddamn, it's like, you know how like Capricorn is always famous to be like cold, you know, and distant and just like stern and serious and just like, "Ugh, I don't care, I'm a bad bitch" kind of stuff, kind of energy, right? I'm telling you this, right? Capricorn only acts like that towards people who like them, or at least who they know like them. Capricorn, when encounter a person who doesn't like them back, that's a big hit to their ego, and I swear to God, they cannot let it go. They're going to keep doing the most to just keep you around. Why? Because they cannot take this blow to their ego. They cannot do it. They cannot accept this ego bruise that somebody doesn't like them back. And that's why they're going to be so all over the top. They're going to be obsessive if you don't like them back. And that is my experience with a Capricorn man. And you know what too? This man have Capricorn moon. It all makes sense now, because this man was obsessed. At the time, I didn't want like a serious relationship. I just want to have fun, kind of stuff. And then this man, he would just like he was just like couldn't get over that. Like it almost like he expects everybody to be in love with him or something. I don't know. Maybe he's a Capricorn after all, but it's just not the case here. It's like, I'm not into that shit. It's just like, and then this guy, like, he also, you know, he has money, he's a lawyer, you know what I'm saying? It's like, he's smart, he's successful, and whatever. He must have thought that all of this stuff is going to lure a girl in, is going to make a girl obsessed. Not me though. All of these things like money, power, success, whatever, they don't mean much to me. I mean, they nice, you know, it's nice, it's good, you know, whatever. I do feel like this guy just like expects girls to like him or whatever, and then like he met me and I was just like, whatever, dude, you know, and he was just like obsessed. I'm telling you, this man was fucking obsessed to the point that I feel like you don't really like me that much, you just obsessed with me. I was only 18 at the time, so I was just like, I didn't think too deep into it. It's not like I'm fucking out here dating to fucking choose a husband and a father to my child. It's not like that. So I'm just like, okay, you know, as long as there isn't any, and I made it very clear that I don't want any relationship, I don't want any commitment. And you know what too, it makes this guy even more insane. It makes this guy even more obsessed and crazy and insane. When I broke up with him, he was crying, he was breaking down, and I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, we're not even together. Like, what the hell? So that was like it was a weird one. Not for me though, not for me. So next we have Aquarius, right? Aquarius. So I'll tell you this story, right? About this guy. We were friends. We weren't dating at all. I don't think that he liked me that way. I could have had a crush on him. I just like gave him a lot of time and energy to just like listen to him talk and just like really like figure out, you know, like how this guy is. This is also the reason why that I stopped liking him too. It was like, damn, like you talk a lot. And you know what too, I really do think that if you give an Aquarius the time and space to talk, they would go on for days. Like, they can just keep going, man. And I'm just like, dude, I'm just like, no. It's almost like they put themselves in like the teacher's position where they feel like everybody should listen to them talk, and that is just like a duh, you know. It's like, duh. It's like, of course I talk and you listen. It's almost like that attitude, like whether they know it or not, whether they're conscious of it or not. But I do think so. And because of this, I was just kind of like, whoa. Like, I stopped liking him. After that, I'm just like, yo, like you just talk so much, and you must think that you're right too. Because if you don't think that you're right, you wouldn't have kept talking. Like, I was just like, at some point I was like in awe of how this man can just keep talking and just like monologue basically. Let me know if you have like any other experience with like Aquarius man, because I don't have a lot. So this is just like, you know, like a little like observation that I have. Like, again, I didn't have like a relationship. I never dated this guy. So I can really like tell what it's like to like date an Aquarius man based on experience. So if you have any story, please let me know in the comment. Finally, we're here with the last zodiac sign, and it is Pisces. Pisces men. Oh my God. It's just like Pisces men, hands down the worst man that I have ever dated. So this one guy, he's a Pisces, and we were friends at first, and then he had this big crush on me, and he told me about it, and I was just kind of like, okay, like I wasn't like that into it, but at the same time I'm just kind of like, okay, why not? But then like the moment that he kind of like confessed his feeling for me, it kind of got weird, and I feel like he just so like emotional. It's just like, I can't handle it. He has his puppy's eyes though. I'm just like, oh man. He knew that I didn't like him like that. I didn't want a relationship. He knew that, but he just kind of like kept sticking around, giving me this like puppy's eye, and just like kind of like in a way is like making me feel guilty or making me feel really uncomfortable. As a Gemini moon, I'm not super comfortable with feelings or with dealing with feelings. I feel like dealing with my own feelings is already like a fucking task. Like, I would rather him to just like be angry or just like whatever, just like show his emotion, just like let it all out, you know? Then we deal with it. Then okay, then let's deal with this. But it's just always like lingering in the background, and it's just like a ghost that just like haunts you. That's what it feels like. It just like haunts you, and it just makes you feel guilty, and it like pokes at you, and then you turn around and it gives you this little puppy's eye, and you're just like, oh fucking hell. I made it very clear that it wasn't serious, and he knew that, and then he still say shit like, oh, just don't leave me. I'm like, dude, I'm definitely gonna leave. Let me know about your story, about your experience. Let's start this conversation, because it could be really funny, you know, because I really want to know if you've experienced the same thing. Can we just make it clear once and for all if Scorpio men are just weird and dark and twisted? Can we make it clear that Pisces men are just like so annoying emotionally? Can we make it clear? Can we agree? Let's have some fun in the comment section. I really do want to hear about your stories, and I'm sure that is going to be very entertaining for all of us too. I will see you soon.